The world was a vast ocean, dotted with islands of myth and legend. Sun-drenched beaches gave way to steaming jungles, while towering volcanoes hid pirate coves and forgotten treasures. This was the Grand Line, a place of unpredictable weather and even more unpredictable pirates. It was a place where dreams were as boundless as the horizon, and dangers lurked beneath every wave. The salty air carried whispers of legendary pirates, their names echoing through the ages. Tales of their exploits, their treasures, and their battles for supremacy ignited the imaginations of countless young souls. But none dreamed bigger or bolder than a boy named Kai. Kai was a child of the sea, born on a tiny island barely a speck on the map. He spent his days racing the tide, mending fishing nets, and listening to old sailors spin yarns of adventure. But it was the stories of the Pirate King, Goldie Roger, that truly captivated him. Roger's legend, whispered in hushed tones and sung in raucous taverns, spoke of unimaginable riches and the freedom to carve one's own path. The idea of becoming the Pirate King, the one who held the world in their hands, took root in Kai's heart and refused to let go. It was a dream that shimmered on the horizon, as bright and enticing as the legendary treasure known as the Devil's Crown. One day, while exploring a hidden cove, Kai stumbled upon a sight that would change his life forever. Half buried in the sand lay a chest, old and weathered, its lock practically rusted away. His heart pounded with anticipation as he pried it open, expecting gold and jewels. Instead, he found something far more extraordinary, a devil fruit. It pulsed with an eerie light, its skin a deep purple marked with swirling patterns. Local legend spoke of devil fruits, mysterious fruits that granted incredible powers to those who dared to consume them. But at a terrible cost, the sea, once a source of freedom, would become their eternal prison. Driven by ambition and a thirst for power, Kai ignored the warnings that echoed in his mind. He sank his teeth into the devil fruit. The taste was unlike anything he'd experienced before, a mix of sweetness and fire that spread through his body like a shockwave. He felt power surge through his veins, exhilarating and terrifying at once. The sea, his constant companion, turned against him. The moment he touched the water, it was like an invisible force dragged him down. He had gained immense power, the ability to control the very air around him, but he had sacrificed his ability to swim. He was a pirate who could not swim, forever bound to the deck of his ship. News of Kai's powers spread like wildfire, attracting the attention of those drawn to strength. One by one, individuals with their own dreams and ambitions sought him out, pledging their loyalty not out of fear, but out of respect for his unwavering spirit. There was Maya, the skilled navigator who could chart a course through the most treacherous storms. There was Ren, the stoic swordsman whose loyalty was as unwavering as steel. And there was Lin, the cunning strategist, whose mind was as sharp as any blade. Together, they formed a crew bound by a shared dream, to find the Devil's Crown and make Kai the Pirate King. Their journey was fraught with danger. Rival pirate crews, hungry for fame and fortune, challenged Kai at every turn. The Marines, upholders of law and order, saw him as a threat to be extinguished. Cannons roared, swords clashed, and the sea ran red with the blood of those who dared to stand in their way. Through it all, Kai's resolve never wavered. He fought with the fury of a storm, his powers amplified by his determination to protect his crew, his dream, and the bonds they had forged. Each victory, each challenge overcome, only solidified his legend as a force to be reckoned with. But the true strength of Kai's crew lay not just in their individual abilities, but in the unbreakable bond they shared. They faced every storm together, their loyalty to each other tested and proven time and again. They celebrated their victories with raucous laughter and shared their sorrows with quiet understanding. When Kai struggled with the limitations of his powers, it was his crew who pulled him back from the brink. They reminded him that the sea might be his enemy, but he was not alone in his fight. They were his family, bound by something stronger than blood, the shared dream of freedom and adventure. As Kai drew closer to his goal, the weight of his power pressed down on him. He had sacrificed his connection to the sea, the very thing that had once defined him. He saw the fear in the eyes of those who opposed him, the awe in the eyes of those who followed him, and he began to question the price of his ambition. Was the devil's crown, the symbol of ultimate power, worth the sacrifice he had made? Was the title of Pirate King worth losing a part of himself? The closer he came to his goal, the more these questions gnawed at him, threatening to unravel the very fabric of his being. The journey to find the devil's crown was long and arduous, filled with unimaginable challenges and heart-wrenching sacrifices. But in the end, it was not the treasure itself that defined Kai's journey. It was the lessons he learned, the bonds he forged, and the realization that true power lay not in conquering the sea, but in conquering the demons within. The devil's crown, a symbol of ambition and power, awaited him at the end of his quest. But as he reached for it, he realized that the true treasure was not the crown itself, but the journey he had taken and the friends who had stood by him through it all. The sea might forever be his enemy, but he had found his own kind of freedom, a freedom born of courage, loyalty, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship.